And we are live. Welcome back. It's actually good to be back. First of all, I would say sorry for not, I'm very sorry for not starting the stream yesterday. I had actually an excuse for this. Um, my dog was feeling a bit anxious, and I don't want to leave her alone, so I stay with her. I spend most of the time with her. She's my light. I have to. Every time I came back from studying, she was always there with her toy in her mouth and always wagging her tail, happy to see her owner again. So, yeah, I'm very happy. Anyways, what's today's topic? Today's topic is about hackers. So no, no, no. We're not going to talk about hackers as hackers are evil. They are bad. They made me go bankrupt. No, 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 no. It's different from your regular hacker. We're just going to talk about the source of the problem, the origins, the root, and how can we actually accept them into our own community. Because we have to think like a human being and not think like a critical being. Criticism, a lot of criticism. But those who actually criticize them are those who have, well, actually those who are jealous of them. So you say hate, there are two categories: haters. Haters, they hate you for something, or they hate you for something they don't have and they want to have. So that's the difference. They they are not hateful towards you as a person. They just use the word hate because it's a trend and everyone pretty much using it nowadays. The thing is that they dislike that they have something you don't have, that you have success, but they don't understand that you work your way to the top for that success. You earn it, and that's what they don't want. They don't want to earn success. They pretty much want to claim it from someone else, when the community is already grown up and so on. So about hackers, I had this thing I had always in my mind. I was talking, like making a monologue with myself and talking about different categories. Uh, and some of those categories being hackers and other stuff. Like, I don't have experience with marriages. I don't have experience with psychology. I mean, I study like the basis of it, but I'm not very acquainted with most of it. But what I'm trying to say is I'm good at sharing talks. Even though some of it might not be my forte, I'm still trying to understand. I'm not very good, that is. So, about hackers. So, from hackers, we have to understand that why do they do this? They're people say they are evil. They do this because they're selfish, and that's where the root of the problem is. You think with what others say instead of trying to find a solution for yourself. You think maybe, well, I heard from someone that they are like that, and I should listen to them because they have experience. No, you should never think about taking someone else's opinion and make it your own, because your opinion is yours. You don't have to copy paste everything that everyone say. Oh, if I don't do this, I'm not be accepted in the community or fraternity, whatever it is that you are trying to enter yourself. No, uh, God gave us a life. You do what you want with that life, and you shouldn't let the decisions of others dictate what you want to say for yourself. Yes, you might lose some friends, but maybe those were never your friends. Maybe we're just using you and then dispose of you when shit hit the fan, or whatever was the expression. But yeah, it was pretty much that. So, in my opinion, I think hackers are as much of the victims as we are. They are, you may think that, they're hackers, but have you ever thought that they have so much knowledge? They even warn people. They warned the Pentagon. How many times the Pentagon cyber walls were, destroyed just by a click of um, a keyboard, like a flick of a key? How many of them do you think would have been closed or just attacked or just in general? And people say that in the cyberspace area is safe. No, 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 no. As much as in the real life, the cyberspace is also something you should fear yourself, because one, you have all your data with you, and like I said, one virus, one click, one link can change everything in a split of a second. Your life will be gone wrong, and many people will not even help you because of the things that is written. Maybe it's fake, but it's a lot of proof there, and sometimes proof can be the decisive factor. Yeah, the decisive my English so bad, can be the saving factor in your, you know, fall down, breakdown, name it, whatever you want. And wow, I talk a lot. But yeah, so you think that, they're not bad. They have studies, I believe. Well, they are geniuses. They're silent geniuses. I mean, if I want to start something in IT, and if I look at the way I look at IT is the way I look at the dictionary in an unknown language. I don't understand anything at all. I mean, I follow the basics. I do this. I apply the theory, but it's not the same, just like codes. And for them, the codes, the commands, the calculation flow through them like water, like a river. So for them, I commend them, I shouldn't say I commend them because of what others might think of my opinion, but I'm biased of what I will say. This is my opinion. I have the right to feel opinion. And I'm gonna do this free opinion myself because I have the right to do it. So I'm not gonna let others dictate what I have to say. But yeah, they're silent geniuses, no? They understand things for the computer. Not many people and even it took us, let's say it would take me at least 5 years to understand just the basics of coding or in general, everything that has to do with the computer. So they are pretty much the only one, they are pretty much the only one at this point who knows what's going in and out of the computer, as in data, as in doing this and that. So yeah, it's it's one um, it's one thing doing it all together. Thank you, Leticia. Thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate the like in the live. But yeah, hackers, they're silent geniuses, and I respect them a lot. And for the knowledge and for everything, it's just the thing that breaks them half. I think it's just the expectations and that someone has. They start off as, they're from a family, and that family is rich, and they have a lot of expectation on the young ones that they probably ascend and take over the business. But it can't because he can't comprehend it. But when he's at the computer, he's like an AI, He's going really fast. He understands it's like, that's my universe. That's my world. This is what I belong to. This is what I want to be. But those people that have those high expectations, those children, they say, either you quit that or I'm going to disown you. And this is where the root of the problem is. You don't give that child at least some, you don't trust in that child. How can you call yourself a parent if you don't trust your child? I mean, screw the business and all that. What's important is that you help that child achieve his dream, even if that dream doesn't align with yours when you were young. So, but I see a lot of cases nowadays, and they are pretty much like that. They actually do it. They force a lot of things on the children, and it's bad, But they never know that if it that some of that, an act of kindness sometimes is worth millions of dollars, but not many people realize that, and it's pretty bad because you don't know that once you unleash that cub in the unknown world, it'll come back as a full lion and gonna chop you in half, or crocodile, or whatever. Gonna rip you apart because you abandon someone like that who could have revolutionized a lot of things in the cyber world. I'm gonna say cyber world because it's the best way to describe, you know, the data, the codes, the structure, the calculations, and all of that. It's much as say cyber world. Cyber world is a term used to describe the world of the hackers, and that's what is about the world of hackers being like that. And I'm just perplexed or just as for parents of any. But yeah, you shouldn't discourage someone based on some dreams that you think are not possible, like a computer. What's so interesting about a computer? You just sit on the desk, you do nothing. But nowadays, if you stay at the office, you stay in a cozy, warm place. and you pretty much your fingers do the whole thing, your mind. You just focus on that stuff. And let me tell you something: people that work in the office get more income than people that work at normal jobs. You know, with the lift heavy stuff. They just go from one place to another. Those people just stay in one place and just use the keyboard, and that's it. The keyboard, the mind, and they just flow instantly like a waterfall, like a river. They flow really fast, really fast. Um, and I feel it's a bit of a letdown that the society exiles this kind of geniuses. They just they think that they're rising, but some people just want to keep them down because if they rise, they're going to take the position. So it's about jealousy. It's about trying to get something that So you're a rising star, you want to diminish that star because you want to keep your position. But it doesn't matter that the role of the oldest generation has always been to guide the newest generation because it brings something innovative, something new, something that could help with the system, but it just doesn't, the people that are old school, they just prefer to stay classic, old school, all that, just like that. They don't care about new stars. They don't care about anything. They just want themselves to shine, even if they are old fossils right now. Okay, even if their advice or their wisdom doesn't mean anything anymore. Hey, when they were kids, they will understand, but you just want to diminish them. And you just don't want anyone to take your place because you think that place was rightfully owned and owned by you. But yeah, so are the others that come after you. They earn it, and they should be treated as the newest generation. But you don't want people to evolve from that state. And an example of that is Putin himself. He doesn't want to evolve. He had a lot of allegations, with new presidents to come. But has any of those presidents ever become the president of Russia? No. And has they been seen again in the public? No, they have been taken away, killed somewhere, and then he will fix something like, "Oh, I had nothing to do with this." Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You know what's the worst mafia and what's the worst criminality that you can find? It's in Russia, and it's by that president, or people call it dictator. You see, I see clips on the YouTube saying, look how in Russia is, and this is our France. So it's a picture of France, and when it was a lot of meetings with they don't agree to this, they don't agree to that law. And in Russia, people are having fun or they're cheering at their Christmas. No, 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 no. Those were made to believe that Russia is better. That's propaganda, They think that so that they can make you feel like, oh, Russia is better than in other countries, but it's not because people are afraid to even say a few words about uh, they are arrested because of their opinion. They say, I don't want in this war. I want peace with Ukraine. I don't want this war anymore. And even if they say something like, oh, I don't like Putin, they're going to jump straight to prison because someone doesn't like criticism. Someone can't take the criticism. Really? It's more worse. It's like that country is ruled by a child, with a greedy nature that doesn't like to stop. He wants to. My condolences, my support goes to Ukraine. My brother. I have a few friends which are from Ukraine. I have classmates which are from Ukraine, and all I want for them is to return to their home and to be peace, and for that idiot to stop with his machination of evil plans, because this is not the way to do things. You talk diplomatically like a human being. You don't emerge through war, or you don't just go in other countries and corrupt people or send your puppets like it was in Romania. They send puppets so that it can presidents access to Romania and Romania have access to the Ukraine. Russia has always been like that from the very beginning, but people now realize that at this point. There are a lot of newspaper, there are a lot of pretty much guys, the media in Russia, they were silenced. A young woman at the age of 25, so young, she still had a lot of things. She was criticizing him a lot of times, but then she was killed. It was accidentally killed by a car that ran in her accidentally, if you catch my drift. But enough about that. So hackers are silent geniuses which are exiled. They're exiled because they don't want to rise. Those exiled geniuses could have been someone that would protect us now. But there are some people, there's sometimes when the society, well, not the society, the government or someone, they say, hey, if you work for me, I'm going to pay you, but you have to. But there's sometimes they force them, say, if you don't want to go to prison, then you have to work for me without money. And that's there is tyrannical. And that's why hackers become, like you said, evil and do that sort of stuff. You want to know the root of the problems? You want to know who is responsible for all this? It's the government. And those are the top. They want everything and they don't care. They won't give you even a penny. Okay? So if you think about hackers being evil, I think about hackers being the Robin Hood. They take the money from the rich and they give it to the poor. Those are people who I give a lot of respect to them. Plus, they're geniuses. What else if they fail at other things? The fact that the mind flows so fast that we are just small insects compared to them. And I have respect for them, obviously. I never once judge or based on that. Sometimes when I play Minecraft, I had this problem when people were hacking the game. But I found out later that they were using hacking to stop the ones who were trolling him, or in this case, griefers in the server. If you don't know what griefers means like someone who tries to ruin your fun, like destroying a server where you enjoy your game, and others the same with you, and they just want to ruin your fun. For them, that's the satisfaction, to ruin your fun, because that's what keeps them alive. And sometimes you don't need to do that to them. You don't need to share that stuff with them. But you can't just say no to presumably uh, someone who's that addicted to that sort of satisfaction. So hackers, I commend them. I really commend them because, uh, and I say this many times. I'm sorry for repeating this. I know, I know, I know. But I think if everyone would have given the chance for them, we wouldn't be in this problem, like, so divided against ourselves. They are people who were mistreated because they wouldn't do what the others wanted. And this is what brings me to the thing about the right of free opinion. You treat them as someone, you treat them as ants to work for you, but sooner or later, those ants are gonna come back and take everything from you. That's why I said it's also that you share kindness that you even don't know. But if that person doesn't just want to use you for his own benefit, well, you could let karma do you sick, or you can teach him a lesson. And when he comes back saying that I'm sorry, you wouldn't believe him because he doesn't say it from the bottom of his heart. He's just saying just to pass it by so that he can have you in his hand again. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. So was I ever hacked before? Well, I think I was hacked because I don't remember my car. I was playing Warframe and they had a big update, and I think it was in the alpha phases back then. There were still a lot of bugs and glitches. And when I tried my personal account on the site, it worked well. But if I went into the game, it wouldn't let me log in. And the thing is, I actually enjoyed that phase because it was really enjoyable. I tried to, I changed the password so many times that I don't even remember the password anymore. And it's bad because I missed my Vault account. Well, Vault is actually Warframe, but Warframe is a soldier, and yada yada yada. But it was a SFI science fiction kind of game, and I really liked that. It was something new. I played World of Warcraft before, but that one is really good. And right nowadays I play isometric games and those with the rich stories, which are very enjoyable and big stuff. I like Death's Gambit, Nephilim, Blasphemous. I can name a lot of them actually, but we don't have time to cover most of that. Um, but yeah, I think I was hacked by then. I'm not sure I was hacked by not, but I'm not gonna be pity about it because I want to thank them. I got away from that addiction. It was a very, very difficult addiction to get out of it. More difficult than playing League of Legends. And League of Legends is an addiction because you are addicted to that feeling of trying to win every time. And when you lose, you get depressed, you get anger issues with even those around you, and that was not good. And that's what most people quit playing League of Legends. But then the younger generation comes, well, the reason you quit because you lose all the time. You're not very good. You're not look good like me. So the arrogance that comes up with it's yeah, you should be proud, but don't turn that pride into arrogance because that will lead to your downfall eventually. And you could say, you could have a teammate, but that teammate could really well be a hacker. And if we treat that teammate as beneath you, well, you will be the one who will be treated beneath because you're gonna lose everything. But who am I to judge certain things? No, it just says people, people that are against the church or that they are atheist or people don't believe in God, they're gonna say that's karma. But karma is God pretty much easily. I respect my religion, I respect the others' religion, and I'm gonna force my own religion on them just because I want to have them be connected with me. I think a connection should be about someone who connects with you and understands you for who you are and not what you are. Um, and that's the perfect connection, not being judgmental of your origins. I was a bit judgmental of my origin because I'm from Romania. I'm actually from Romania. I'm afraid even to speak my own language, my native language, because I've been in Belgium since 2016. So I've been for like almost 10 years, I guess. It's 9 years and a half. And I'm afraid to even talk that because, when you are in your own uh, when you are in your own country, you still talk that language a lot of times, and it's good. But now I become so, not professional with English, but because my English is still bad. But I got so accustomed to English being my second language, even though it's my first language. But then there's also Dutch that say, "Hallo, ik ben Hallo, ik ben Wolfin. Hoe gaat het met you?" Yeah, that's my Dutch. So I know also Dutch. I don't talk as on a larger being, but I seek to have some meetings, and I love Dutch because it's a new language for me. It's different. It is a combination between German, English, and French. Well, French is like 1% because of croissant, électricien, uh, and so on. Omelette du fromage. So yes, there's a lot of things like words that are borrowed from French a lot. And most of it, you have vliegtuig. Vliegtuig means airport in no, vlieghaven. No, 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 no. Vliegtuig means airplane. Sorry, sorry, sorry. So vliegtuig means airplane, and that word comes from German. Now, from English, you have the word what, who, uh, Warum is actually why, but I heard varum in Spanish, so maybe it's also from there. I'm not sure, really. I'm really not sure about it. I am really, but I'm curious. I'm curious about languages and about. I ever try to understand Arab, or how they say Arabis, yeah, Arabesque. But what bothers me, I understand the language is different, the pronunciation, but the written. You think the Chinese is bad? Well, they I also like some of they have a big singer actually enjoy from their country. It's really good. But yeah, it's and I lost myself with the words right now. Let me get back. Hackers, yeah, hackers. Okay. So yes, I maybe have lost my account on Warframe back then. I wish I could get it back because I worked so much on it, but my version for mobile is almost here, and I'm excited to start again. But I also want to get my old account back, at least to see what happened to it. I don't remember my account's password anymore. I don't remember what email. Maybe it was an Yahoo Mail on it. I haven't used my Yahoo Mail in ages. In Yahoo, when the messages were still around, people were too much using it and so on. And yes, I talk a lot. Sorry, sorry. So I'm not going to talk. Even if my count for viewership is pretty much zero at this point, I'm still gonna talk because I love to talk a lot. Um, and I think most of my live streams are gonna be short, under 30 or 30 minutes, or yeah, pretty much 30 minutes, I believe, or it could be much more than that. I'm not sure. Maybe we're gonna talk 12 minutes more, and afterwards I'm gonna end the stream. But this is a topic I wanted to address with hackers. Yeah, it's always been on my mind that I want to address it. I even know my opinion will matter even in the end because it's one opinion of some unknown individuals. And it's not important opinion. It's pretty much, uh, how should I say? It's insignificant. I'm just a small streamer. I just started now, and I'm just doing this for the because I enjoy one. I enjoy talks. I enjoy sharing my thoughts, and I just enjoy talking in general because discussions will even come with that. I also am a rookie writer. I also write sometimes with mostly most of my stuff are from a game or two. I have two channels. One is from another game. I do story content there for the fun of it, comedy because I love the comedy of it to put in most of life. I actually use a ginger ale beer from Bavaria in Germany as a brand saying, "Oh, this is from the game, from the realm of I'm out of it." It was really fun, and I haven't finished it yet, but I want to get back to it eventually. And I also do story content for this game. I wish I could. I had story block until this point, and I wanted to stream because it takes my mind off that writer block. I do certain stuff like, oh, I see some items in the game. Items like I see armor sets, I see skins. Skin refers to armor sets, costumes. How to believe it? That's in the terms. For the olds, I'm gonna say in terms that skins are costumes your character wears in the game. So yeah. So I do a lot of story content. I get I'm just curious because sometimes they have a small description of what they made from, where they came from, and it just bugs you because there's a map there. It has like small information about it, and you just think to yourself, okay, but what's the real story about this? What's the geographical story about this place? How it came out to be like this? So I had to rack my brain. I had to come up with a storyline, and I have to search other maps to find clues as to what actually happened. What's the case? It was a war between two factions. One was to actually kill. It was a combination of the two factions, but one was neutral. He wanted peace. It didn't work out because the other two factions worked together to bring this down so that they can go back to resolving their conflict. The kingdom that they were fighting for was destroyed. The dragons claim it for their own, and pretty much that's the end of the story. But I actually like it, and I actually want to do it again. I made a lot of story behind most of my friends' characters, and I still have fun about it. And once we animate them, I learn to use certain things for the comment. I even started using after no, not After Effects. I don't, not After Effects. I think it was special effects, sound effects. Yeah, I used sound effects in my clips to make it more real, more realistic, and yeah, it's pretty much fun to get most of that stuff and even having. But you have to always credit the ones who actually bring most of those sounds, and I think that's important in this because hey, they work a lot to bring those sounds. You should at least credit them for that and never forget. But I think I deviated against the. I think I deviated well from the hackers project or hackers. This was about hackers, the exiled geniuses. But I think I covered up everything I needed to do. I think I have like 2 minutes more. I can cover up things. So hackers, they don't become hackers because they want to do bad things to people. They always say there's always I always say this to every book I read. There was always a reason behind most of the actions of those characters. There's always a root. There's always a root to the problem. There's always a source where it came from. So nothing begins from nothing. Nothing begins. No, you can't get angry from nothing. You have to have a reason. There's always a reason behind it. People have a reason. People have something they want to have exact avenging you. You think hackers have something against you? No, they don't. But if you have something against them, and you treat them as the next garbage can, then yeah, that's all you because they are as much as humans as we are. And even though they are special, their mind works like 30, 160 degrees much better than ours, which is the truth. But many people can't accept that truth. That's the thing of it. And well, that's my personal opinion. I should think that we shouldn't isolate them. Hackers shouldn't be isolated. Should be coordinated, make a force where they can actually help without being suppressed by, let's say, a government, the country. They should be have their own opinions. Are well, how should I say this? Hackers, they are someone we have to understand first of all, and someone we shouldn't Uh, I don't have any words anymore. Hackers, we shouldn't treat them well. I I shouldn't. Yeah, hackers shouldn't be like that at all. Um, any less than what they are. Uh, okay. So it shows here I have warning, I have error on YouTube. I know what's happening, and I'm probably gonna end the stream soon. But in conclusion, we shouldn't treat hackers as the next villains. We shouldn't. No, we shouldn't at all. And I'm just saying this because it's true. We shouldn't. Yeah, I'm not gonna repeat that most of the time. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming at such viewers. What? The videos will experience buffering. Oh, there's a lot of buffering. Oh, oh, I see. Well, anyways, I'm gonna end the stream now. In conclusion, hackers should have been treated as the next insect. They should be respected, they should be left alone, and they should be appreciated. At least, some people get, if a hacker's hacked you once, that's the first warning. He hacked twice. Twice. That should be a warning that you're not safe, even in the cyber world. But people are stubborn and they don't understand, at least when it's in a critical moment, then realize that they made a small problem. Who I have anger? Whose God I have anger? Well, at least that. But yeah, this is the discussions about hackers. I call them hacker. Well, the title is Hacker Exiled Geniuses because that's what they are. They are exiled geniuses. They are not. They are misunderstood, and many people treat them as the next criminal breed. But they don't even try to get to the root of the problems. They don't even try to understand what they went through in their life to come to this point they are right now. They're just, trying to make themselves look interesting in the public eyes so that they cannot be treated, biased, so that they not be treated biased against, oh, you like hackers, you're not going to be part of our group. You're just someone who just like to be treated as an, I'm going to treat you as an insect. Yeah, that's the kind of mentality people go through nowadays. And it sickens me to the core that some people still act and do that stuff. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not really gonna do that. And I'm just gonna treat them as the next human being because that's what they are. That's what all of us are. But some people actually misunderstand it. And some people actually treat it as, oh, I'm gonna make that person's a hell. Oh, no, no, no. You're gonna make yourself a living hell because you're going, you're biting a lion cub. That lion cub will come back as a full lion to rip you apart to shreds, or even like a crocodile. This matter. But the point is, don't make wars. Don't escalate wars with someone you think is beneath you just because he doesn't have a status in social life or some status in the real life. People are so judgmental of someone's backgrounds. They don't even want to go to understand what that person went through because I was been rich. My family has been rich all the time. What do I care? Why should I care about it? This is something like fiction I say right now, but this is actually also real life, the cruel side of the real world that the parents try to keep us from when we were children. They pamper you with a lot of things to keep you safe from that world. But when you reach the adulthood and you see what they try to protect you from, now you come to understand why they were so adamant in you trying to not go into that direction at such a young age. But it was so childhood sometimes are broken. Parents sometimes are too excessive, too controlling of their children. And that sometimes resulted in the problems that they're sometimes facing, like violence and treatment, harmful, and so all that. In conclusion, in conclusion, don't treat someone based on the background. Okay, okay, he has done theft before, he has killed, but it wasn't out. He has killed mostly because of defending himself. People when they defend themselves, they act again. They're treated as an ex criminal. And even some people that have mental problems, the society just pretty much exiled them because it want. And because I want to end the stream with a note saying that, uh, just as always, uh, don't judge a book. I think the best expression and the best advice is don't judge a book by its covers. And this has been like this. This expression has his undying expression. Is ageless. It's just like Michael Jackson's music is ageless, and it will stay with you till the end of your life, and you will pass down to the next life, like your child, your grandson, your great grandson, if you can live past that eventually. Uh, but I have to say one thing before I say the anonymous group that's helping the Ukraine and everyone related to war. I commend you. Thank you very much for doing that. You are a prime example of what a human being should be. And I know if you're watching this, I want you to talk. Thank you from the bottom of my heart because I appreciate that kind of kindness. We really need some kindness in this world because this world is in a black hole, and we need that light. We need that light to reach to us and help us even in our lowest points. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream now. Uh, I want to say thank you all for they try. Yeah, there has been 0 viewers, but I don't care. I did it because I love this, no opinion on this matter, and I did it. But yeah, this is all about hackers. The exiled geniuses, because that's how I believe they are. They are the exiled geniuses. People say, "Oh no, they're the exiled criminals." No, 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 no. You should never think like that. Before we finish, I think what should be the next category we're gonna discuss about on our stream tomorrow? I'm not sure. I'm just gonna have to say. So we have the fake advertisement on YouTube that I discussed a lot. There's also I had some emotions on that one, but this one not so much. I talk about hackers. I think the next one will be about conflicts. I watch the root of the problem, what's the conflicts behind it, and or maybe it was something I don't know. We'll just see what it's gonna be about eventually. But if you have some suggestions of what you want me to talk about, want to share my opinion, just say so in the comment section below. Even if you weren't a streamer, even if you weren't a viewer at this point, at this time, you probably watched the live stream and you'll see that. Just comment section below would be alright. Just state your ideas, what you want to talk about. Uh, even religion, even politics, but to a limit, not so much because it's just too much sometimes. Anyways, and as I always say, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time with a new stream. This is Wolfen. This was discussions with Wolfen. I do discussions, and I enjoy them a lot. Have a nice day, and goodbye.